We have a new Australian film coming out, so I brought in an Australian, Amit, to talk to us about this Australian film, Furiosa.
G'day, mate.
Mad Max. Hello, this is Kathy Cinnamano with Amit from D54, Melanie from Per Daisy Reviews. Now, most of you guys have seen us reviewing Indian films. That's what we do. But today, it's a movie from Amit's native land, Australia. And so we kind of native. And then so we wanted to get the Australian perspective on this. This was kind of exciting because it's a new Mad Max film and it's actually directed by George Miller. So we have no one to blame but the same guy who invented this character, which is great. So this is gonna be like a prequel, I've heard. This is like going back to the Charlize Theron character.
Okay.
How she so it's Anya Tayl-Joy. I think that's what that is. So we have Chris Hemsworth. Everybody loves him. Anya Tayl-Joy, love her. This will be great. So let's take a look at the latest Mad Max.
I haven't seen this yet. I can't wait.
Has everyone seen Mad Max?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've seen all of them.
All of them. I know.
Yeah.
They weren't all great, but we've seen them all.
We've seen them.
All right, here we go.
Whatever you have to do. However long it takes.
Beautiful.
Promise me you'll find your way home. Furiosa. Give me this promise.
Teddy bear. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
I'm Furiosa!
The darkest of angels. The question is, do you have it in you to make it epic?
There's a line.
Oh, nice and
All
nice.
right. Okay.
All right. Whose voice do you think that was at the beginning?
Good point.
Do you think that? I mean, it sort of sounded like Nicole Kidman a little bit to me, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know that she's a part of the film, but I mean, that just.
I don't think she's not in the cast. She's not in the other ones either, right? So I'm not sure
No.
who's.
It's got to be Charlize Theron if it's anybody, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I have to listen to it again. To be honest, I couldn't pick up the accent, but it didn't sound like an Australian female accent. The only Australian accent I'm hearing that's thick is Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, true.
So is he the only actual Australian in this movie? Yep, I think so. From the cast I'm seeing.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. So maybe it's his voice. No, but I couldn't remember if it's Australian.
No, it was
accent
a
or
female
British one.
voice at the beginning.
It's a female voice, of course. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. The trailer was pretty cool.
I don't know what to say. I thought some of the
Yeah,
CGI
yeah.
was problematic. Didn't look great. A
right.
little bit cut out
I
looking.
wasn't even focused on that.
I wasn't either till it was bad. And that was just a couple of it because usually George Miller's kind of more practical. Like he does stuff like on set, on scene. Like I'm not used to having a ton of CGI, so that was a little. Maybe it'll be
There was
polished.
a lot of CGI in this one, though.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think she looks anything like Charlize Theron.
No.
I don't know if they should even make them connected. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe I think she's supposed to be her younger. I think that's the.
I think that was the impression
It's
that
the
I
same
got.
makeup, that black,
I would think so.
And
Yeah,
Charlize
yeah.
Theron had that great shaved head. They had that one shot of her in the car that was that shot from Fury. Was it Fury Road? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where she's looking over, just like the scene from the movie that was in the poster.
Yeah.
But looks like Mad Max.
Yeah.
It
I
definitely
mean,
does.
but if it's coming to a prequel, then there can't really be. I mean, there can't really be a happy ending at all. So, like, maybe just the happy ending is that Chris Hemsworth is going to die. I don't know.
No, he seemed like he had that little glint of humor when he was doing, like he knew what he was there
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Everybody's being pretty earnest, like Anya Tayl-Joy looks very serious, but he looked like he was kind of like, I'm having fun in here, and everybody knows it. Like, this is Mad Max.
Nah, he
I'm not
can-
gonna
he
overthink
can
it.
definitely-
I know exactly.
He can
It's
definitely
also-
ham it up if he wants to.
Yeah, you can ham it up, but a little generic. I mean, it looks like the last movie kind of, and I think I'm not really seeing anything super new. Like, I think when they did the last film, you had some epic looking stuff like that giant cloud they're all driving into, and then the palette was really different. Like, it was this super bright turquoise and orange palette that they're just kind of repeating here. Like, it seems like he's connecting them through palette, but I feel like it would have been cool to bring its own personality and not try and imitate the other movie. But am I not going to see this movie? Hell no, I'm going to see it. I will always see a Mad Max movie. It's sort of pre-sold to me anyway. I just you can't not. But I like.
I mean, it's the kind of movie, yeah. You see it in IMAX, you're gonna enjoy it. Because I mean, even this trailer, I couldn't really understand the story so much. But I
Is
mean,
there a
I was just
story?
basically taken away by the visuals. I mean,
Yes, exactly.
it looks has some pretty cool shots. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like he's falling into a volcano or some fire or something like that with the bullets flying down. And there's a one with Anya
that was
Tayl-Joy.
some of the CGI that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
That was
the
not
fire
great.
gate didn't look too bad. That one was pretty good.
Yeah, that one looked good.
Like Anya Tayl-Joy with the gate there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, again, I don't really know what to make of the story, but I mean, yeah, it's definitely one that's you want to see in the IMAX. It's
A lot of
gonna
cool
sound, it's
wardrobe.
gonna sound cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll probably be pretty epic. And is the story really that important?
Mm.
I mean, it's
I
apocalypse.
mean, okay, let's also just celebrate the fact that it's going to be an action movie with a woman at the center of it, right?
There you
So,
go. Very good point. Finally,
Yeah.
a Mad Max movie with a woman at the forefront.
Well, we had that before. The last one too. We had
Last one.
Charlize Theron.
Well, she was a sidekick. I mean,
I mean,
Hardy was. but she was. You're right. She was big and prominent, and that kind of segueing into this. I think
right.
they should,
So I'm just celebrating that. Like, again, I'm the most ancient one on this panel to remember when the first Mad Max movie came out and how mind blowing it was. Okay,
Yeah.
say what you will about Mel Gibson now, but that film was just like, you can't even imagine the earthquake that movie made, right?
So
It was
wild.
so different than
Radical.
anything else, so radical. We didn't really have a lot of those kind of apocalyptic.
No.
They're so common now, but also just the landscape, because it was filmed in the outback and whatever, just having that incredible landscape of the film and an incredible character, and just like the world building that George Miller gave us all those decades ago.
Yeah, still there.
It still lives up, right? So we always want more Mad Max stories, right? So yeah,
40 plus years now, right? Because that came out in the 80s. That one, right?
yeah.
So,
Way
I
to
saw
sing it,
Road-
Amit, and let everybody know just how old I am.
When did the Road Warrior come out? Because I remember I saw Road Warrior first, and then went, "Oh, there's another movie." I had to go back and see Mad Max.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
those
I mean, I
movies are-
remember seeing the first one because, again, we weren't used to also seeing films. Like, would seem tame now, right? But the first Mad Max one was also felt extremely violent in a different kind of way than other kind of movies that were out at that time. So, anyway.
You know what it kind of reminded me of? This movie kind of reminds me of Ganapath. It's like Tiger Shroff movie. Yeah, I was getting Tiger Shroff vibes from this. Put him
You're talking
in
about
this.
the CGI, is that why?
Yes, the
That's
CGI
funny.
and then the big desert with him on fire in the background.
But there's no Amitabh Bachchan.
Oh God, no.
What is
Damn.
George Miller even doing? Like,
He
come
should
on.
cast him in that. He
Oh,
looked
no.
perfect. He had the robes. He
Come
had
on.
the grizzled thing. Yes,
Come
exactly.
on.
So, but no, but again, I feel like Mad Max is influencing that look, this apocalyptic look. That still
Yeah, yeah.
continues
You know
to-
what? You're absolutely right. Because what are we like? We don't often think of apocalyptic as being like a frozen wasteland. It always looks like the outback.
No.
Like,
Exactly. It looks like it's shot in
it looks
Australia.
like a red dust bowl.
Yeah, it's
Like,
Is that what Australia looks like, Amit? Because I've not been there. Is that what it looks like?
Pretty much. Well,
Pretty
honestly,
much.
like 90%. Well, 90% of it, yeah, the 90% people don't live in.
So really easy
yeah.
to shoot there because no one's living there. You can just go out there and shoot.
Oh
and not
yeah,
pay
no
for it.
one's there. Like I think Australia was really big during the like during the pandemic because it was people just used to shoot out in the outback. Like
That
that
is
movie
hilarious.
came out. It was Mortal Kombat came out. I don't know if you guys have seen
Right.
that movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a big deal because they
Okay.
shot that in Australia, and a lot of movies started coming to Australia because it was just like, yep, it's isolated, so there isn't much there. But I agree with you. Like like their version of dystopia is what I really love because you have like, I think there's the cyberpunk world of not cyberpunk, sorry,
Yeah.
the Blade Runner world of
right,
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
which is completely different. Run down cities and stuff like that. But this is a different example of it, which makes it so revolutionary back then. I think I have issue with this is like this doesn't have that. This trailer didn't have that creative flair that the other ones sort of I felt have. Like that's not unique to it anymore. So what's there? Like what's the reason for this movie? That's kind of like that's my kind of I guess apprehension towards this movie. It's sort of is it going to be the same thing over and over again now? Like those movies, just thinking back then, like wow, it blew our minds then. Like, what's this going to do to elevate that? I guess that's my concern with. But I mean. Yeah, it's gonna look amazing. It's gonna have some awesome. It's gonna have an awesome soundtrack. It's gonna have some great performances.
And we're gonna get to see Chris Hemsworth have a very good time.
Yeah, so Chris Hemsworth having fun, and I did a photo shoot with Mel Gibson for the movie. He did a Three Stooges because he's a big Three Stooges fan. I don't know if you know that, but he did a movie about their life. It was on ABC, I think, or something. So he came to the shoot and he was doing promotional stuff for it. So we did a shoot with him. I hate that he turned out the way he did because he was such a nice guy. Like he talked to you. He wasn't off put at all. He had an agent who was like, hurry up. He go in 5 minutes. But he just hung out all day. And then when they did a shoot, they wanted to do a shoot of him with getting a pie in his face. Because, and so he did that. So while they were shooting it, some crew member, they were shooting with getting the pie in the face and somebody dropped something, bam, made a sound during the thing. And they're like, oh, that's like the cardinal rules do not make a sound when they're shooting. Right. So they had to do it again. And they're like, we're going to have to shoot that again. And they didn't want to even ask him. He goes, sure thing. Let me go clean up. I'll be right back. He goes back, washes all that shit off his face, does his own hair, was like, I don't need makeup, whatever. And did it like 3 times. He got a pie in the face. And he was so nice. And he would talk to you. So I was really bummed to find out he ended up being such a damaged person. But sometimes the ones that are the worst are the nicest people, and then sometimes people think you're gonna be nice are the worst people. You never know what you're gonna get. So I still love Mad Max despite him, but maybe he's better now. I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, so for this movie, in the last movie, to your point about having a female lead, when they added Charlize Theron, and then what impressed me that last movie was that everything was so ugly and like, blown out and dirty, blah. And then they had that great reveal of those three women in the white dress, and they show them, and there's this one moment of pure beauty in this movie. Like you're like, it was just such a relief. Of course, they turn into badasses also, which is also great. And I think he was experimenting. Will people believe it? And will they like seeing women in these movies? And they do. And so now he's like, I'm doing it. I'm putting a woman in the lead now because people seem to like it. So here we are. And he got a great actress. So hoping they pull it off. Some great actors.
Yep.
Okay. Definitely. Well, thank you for your Australian perspective. We are looking for. So that was the very first trailer. I'm interested to see what they do next. And maybe it'll be a little more moody and a little less generic, and bring a little more personality. But
true.
I mean, this is just announcing we're back, right?
That's right. Remember me, Mad Max? Well, guess what? She's a girl now. here we are.
Yeah, I mean, so I just saw the release date's in May next year, so they still got
They got plenty
still
of
got a
marketing
bit.
time.
Yeah,
This was their big
exactly.
shout going.
Launch.
We're coming back. Now they're gonna probably pull back a little bit, do
Yeah,
some posters.
right. I mean, this is the kind of thing they're showing trailers. When is in the US, one of the biggest times for people to go to the movie theaters is around the holidays.
Yes.
Literally, people are like, "Yeah, I've had enough of my family. Let me just go Christmas Day. Let's go to the movies. We don't have to talk to each other. We can just sit next to each other. Yeah, I was with my family."
Right. There's a big push right now because everybody wants to get their trailers on these holiday movies coming out.
Yeah.
So there's a big push in the industry. Finally, now the strike is over, people are like ramping up, like, we gotta get the trailers done. We gotta get the actors doing stuff. So you're gonna see a lot of this stuff coming out all of a sudden because people want to get in there for the holiday season. So they're like, hey, we have a Mad Max movie. Put it in front of that new Elf movie or whatever's coming out. I don't even know. Right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys, and we'll get Amit back for the next Australian trailer.
Definitely looking forward to it.